If you started producing 1 month ago, you will probably not benefit much from this video. You should be at a certain level where your beats are ready to sell or at least have some potential. This strategy is really simple, but don't expect printing money magically from bad beats. By the way, I'm Mordalski and I will help you make your first case selling beats. If you haven't sold any beat yet, we need to make sure that you got something in your arsenal. It means beat that is really ready to make money for you. I made video specifically on this, so it's something here. I will also put link in the description. But to sum it up real quick, if you want to check if your beat is ready to sell, make sure that your mix works not only on one device, okay? So check it on speakers, on your headphones, on some AirPods, car radio, okay? Check if there is no any clicking in samples and in drum kits. Third thing, there can't be any weird clipping. Some people just put soft clipper on the master and they think that it will improve the whole thing. Sometimes just decrease the loudness and avoid weird clipping because this is not good for your beat. The last thing you could do to check if your beat is ready is showing it to someone who can freestyle, or generally someone who just understands your genre. So you don't want to show your beat to some random guy who doesn't even like this genre. So for example, if you make 21 Savage type beat, you don't want to show it to your girlfriend who listens to R&B and some pop music because she will not like it anyway. But if you have 21 Savage type beat and you got homie that used to freestyle on those type beats and you got homie that just loves every album of 21 Savage, he is actually the right person to check your beat. Find someone who likes this kind of genre and ask him if this beat sounds decent, if this beat sounds like it could be for 21, it could be for XYZ generally, okay? Now we are sure that our beat is ready to sell, our beat is ready to generate money for us. If you want to sell your beat, it has to be outstanding. It can't be just a good beat, okay beat, 7 out of 10 type of beat, okay? We need beat that really got something unique in it, that really presents something that is not available in other beats on the internet. At first, make sure that your arrangement is interesting, but remember, make sure that your arrangement is also not too complicated. It has to be easy to rap on, so you don't want to create 20 beat switches in the beat, you don't want to put 3 versions of the same verse, you don't want to change main melody in the hook, okay? You want to keep it simple but interesting. So what I mean, use interesting automation, use some scratches, some sound effects, play a lot with main idea but don't change the main idea behind the whole thing because it will make rappers confused. And if rapper is confused, he will not buy. That's the basic rule of selling. If the client gets confused, he will not buy anything from you. So make sure your arrangement is interesting, but it doesn't confuse anybody. Last step is obviously mastering. You don't want to get all smart with mastering because you are probably not sound engineer, you are not mastering engineer. So just use limiter, put it to minus 0.3 dB specifically. Literally just push it as hard as you can to minus 0.3 dB. That's like kind of industry standard for mastering your beats for social media, because generally if something sounds louder, people think that it sounds better, so we need to take advantage of that. Okay, so now let's talk about marketing, which is the most important part of this whole strategy. So, okay, first thing you do, you find all your contacts, okay? You identify everyone on your contact list on Instagram, on WhatsApp, on Facebook Messenger, everywhere. Anybody who could buy your beat or could help you with selling this beat, okay? So every rapper, every producer, everyone from this industry should hear your beat at first. Send it on email, on some Google Drive, by DMs or something like that. Don't be picky, send it to everyone. Even if you got some rage type beat, send it to old school guys, really. Just shoot your shot because there's this little chance that it will work. I'm anyway 90% sure that you will not sell this easily if you have no good contact list. I used to send a lot of packs to people that didn't seem like someone who will buy from me, because they were into different genre, they didn't seem like somebody who plans a song they bought recently. But generally, sending out my beats to everyone that I could do was the best decision I made in my life. This was the reason how I made my first $1,000. And generally, I will actually land a little placement with this one artist. I used to send like her beats like really randomly, all stuff that I had in files, and I sent it in a pack. Summing it up, I probably sent like 100 beats to her. She chose one, actually two. And those two made me money and will make me a little bit more popular because it will be on the album. So just don't be afraid to send your beats to everyone, okay? If you want to know more about how I made my first K from producing, you can check out my video on this. It will be in the description and also somewhere here probably. So now let's talk about social media marketing. If you're a beginner and if you haven't sold your first beat yet, you probably are beginner, I suggest starting on every platform at first. If you already got some following on YouTube, you should focus on YouTube. If you got some on TikTok, you should focus on TikTok, etc. Okay? But if you have no real following on any platform, just post your beat to TikTok, Instagram and YouTube Shorts at first. But don't just post black screen with audio because it will not give you anything. Nobody will listen to that, okay? Best scenario, you are okay with showing your face, so you want to record yourself listening to the beat, moving your head and I don't know, some maybe little dancing around it. You can just check out my Instagram profile. I've done a lot of this stuff, so you can just copy me. So record something like that and put it on Instagram or TikTok. In the worst scenario, if you really don't want to show your face, you can just record FL Studio with your telephone, or maybe with OBS or something like that. Or if you want to get really creative, you can create some rapper edit, okay? So you make Drake type it and you do some Drake videos edit. If you want to change your life with selling beats online, I've got something specifically for you. So I made this video that is only on selling beats, on setting up your business, on maximizing your profits without really posting much on social media. In this video, I explain how without big following I could make thousands of dollars from producing. But I don't want to share this kind of specific information to everyone. I don't want to share it to people who are not willing to invest. So I put it behind a little paywall, literally just $14. So it will be first link in the description. Go check it out if you really want to skyrocket your sales, if you really want to go seriously into this business. The last step to really market your beats is obviously using YouTube type beats, but not in a way that you probably think is the best. You don't want to go really viral because you're the beginner, you're not ready for going viral. If your beat goes viral, you will anyway waste your shot, to be honest. The real meta for YouTube in these days is going as specific as possible. Find niche that is as small as possible. 100 people in the niche, sweet, I'll take it. In those niches there is real money. There are people with cash in the hand, okay? So you want to identify niche for your beat. It's not easy because you need to understand your sound and also know some other music that is popular. You want to go as specific as possible. So you can do it in two ways. You will find some big niche that kind of fits you, which is like J. Cole type beat, 21 Savage type beat, and then you can go more specific in this niche. I would personally do it this way: J. Cole X Forest Hill Drive type beat, and the title would be Wet Dreams, and I would put in the thumbnail like, you know, this picture from the album or some picture insinuating that this is some kind of Wet Dreams type beat too, okay? So you want to put Wet Dreams in the tags, in the description, in the title, in the thumbnail. Make sure that people notice that this is Wet Dreams type beat. You will not attract everybody, this really big audience who is looking for kind of J. Cole type beat. You will attract people that are looking specifically for Wet Dreams kind of type beat. Your advantage is that there are thousands of people making J. Cole type beats, but only few will make this specific kind of, you know, Wet Dreams type beat. And you need to apply it to your niche. The other way of finding your niche is finding this bigger niche and finding niche that is really similar but less competitive, okay? So for example, probably Meek Mill type beats are generally smaller niche than J. Cole type beats. So it is kind of a little bit smaller, but you need to just find your specific artist. You need to go really specific with that. That's a lot of research, but generally remember, the more specific you are, the better results you will get. Why is it the laziest way possible? You need to repeat this process for every beat in your arsenal, for every beat that could make you say so. You repeat this process for every good beat. You can do this for 10 beats in one day, so that's really easy. And then you just need to wait. You upload your beats and then you just wait. You don't have to do any active reaching out to people. You don't need to do some cold outreach. You don't need to go around the city and sell your beats, okay? So yeah, this is the laziest way possible because it will make you money while you sleep at some point. You just need to wait for this. Make beat, prepare it, you market it, YouTube type beats, repeat it 100 times. You will have a lot of beats on YouTube and on social media, and one day somebody will buy it. Sooner or later. It can take days, weeks, or months, but you will sooner or later make your first sale. I'm 100% sure. Generally, this is very specific for YouTube. If beat really sounds good and is branded in proper way, so is in good niche and just sounds really fucking good, it will make you money sooner or later, I guarantee. If your beat is good and you do marketing, as I said, in the right way, it will make you money sooner or later, I'm sure. You can make 20 views in first 20 days, but in next 100 you can get 100,000 views, really. It happens, it really happens on YouTube. So this is really the easiest, the laziest way possible to make your first K from producing and generally your first sale. If you want to get more this kind of advice, you can subscribe me here on YouTube and also follow me on Instagram. That's all for today, bye.